Before his famous ascent of Mount Everest, Edmund Hillary was climbing around with his guide. And he was deceived by the terrain in front of him. He stepped on some ice and totally fell through and just ate it into this crevasse. Okay, an expert was deceived. Now, I'm not a climber or anything like that, but I'm in SEO and I'm in content and I see stuff like this every day. Experts and non-experts are falling into these, holes that they just never saw coming. So let's go through what I call From Idea to Article, the complete guide to topic validation, research, and clustered writing, and learn how to avoid unforeseen pitfalls. Pitfall number 1, thinking like an expert. What do I mean by that? I mean, sometimes we know so much about a topic that we're completely incapable of talking about it like a dumb person, right? For lack of a better phrase. So let's say you're a fitness expert and you want to write about hypertrophy. There's a problem. Your audience doesn't know what that means, so they're definitely not Googling it. They're probably Googling something like building muscle. But there's a sub problem going on here. When you learn something, it's almost impossible to imagine what it's like not knowing it. And so it's almost unfathomable for an expert to speak about their expertise colloquially. Anyway, there's a lot of ways to solve that problem, but a quick way is with AI. And there's going to be an even better way to do this inside Content at Scale very soon. But for now, I use this tool here just now. So I said, hey, when I Google hypertrophy, I get all these complicated articles. What should I Google instead? And it gives me some ideas. I'm going to go with this one, building muscle, which takes us to pitfall number 2 I'm going to touch on, which I call product centricity. And you see this a lot, or at least I do. Benefits of your product. But there's a problem there. There's a huge problem. Your audience doesn't care about your product. Your audience cares about who they become with your product. There's an image out there on the internet. It just comes to mind. It's of Mario. Okay, the video game guy, right? And there's Mario, and there's the flower, the super flower, and then there's Mario, like who Mario becomes with the flower. And Mario is your audience, the flower is your product. No one cares about those. They care about who they are with the flower. Okay. Pitfall number 3, failing to validate the topic. How do you avoid this pitfall? With keyword research. What do I mean by validate and keyword research? Keyword research is finding out what people, presumably your audience, are typing into Google. Okay. Pitfall number 4. We'll go into more keyword research actually in a minute. Pitfall number 4 is failing to run a search for the topic once you find it. So again, we went with building muscle. I'm going to Google that term, which I did here, for a couple reasons. 1, to see my competition. I'm up against Harvard Health. I'm up against Better Health, like an Australian authority, Men's Health, Healthline, etc. But also, and I want to call attention to this because it'll come into play later, the people also ask section here. All right. So pitfall number 5 is not scaling production. We'll go into these a little bit more. So let's take our building muscle example. And let's go right into the tool here. So I'm about to set up a project. If you want, you can pause here, but I'm like review like what I inputted here. But I'm just going to go forward and create project. Once I create project, it takes me into the project. And I can click on this tab here. Remember, this ties into pitfall number 3, failing to validate the topic. So we're going to go validate the topic here and see what exactly people are typing into Google when they have this on their minds. Keyword research. I believe that it was building muscle. I'm going to generate some keywords. And when I say some keywords, I mean like hundreds. This is part of the at scale part. So we can see hundreds of keywords and potentially write dozens of articles just at the same time. I'm going to pause the video. I suspect it'll take another few seconds. All right, so that took another like 8 seconds after I said that. Check it out. I'll just scroll down here. showing you all these. This is just page 1. I mean, this is all in-app. You can choose any of these. You can choose to add to content calendar or create content. And there's like 14 pages of this. Great stuff. But what if I want to go even crazier and organize these into clusters? Check it out. So what was it? Building muscle. Create keyword clusters. I'll pause it just in case it takes a while. Okay, so it took a minute there after I hit pause, but we have like, what, 47 clusters that Content at Scale created. Let's find one pretty similar to my seed keyword, building muscle. In fact, I'll just type that in. Let's see, okay, so after 40, building muscle after 60, and then just plain old building muscle, which we'll probably go with at least for one of our clusters. So building muscle has 22 keywords in the cluster. Let's take a look. I'm gonna make sure there's no like crazy outliers. 5-day muscle. These are like really great. I'm not even worried about that. I like those topics inside the cluster. So I'm going to take this cluster and add it to the content planner. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Let's find a couple more that we like. Bodybuilding, not so much. Muscle gain, yeah. 54 keywords. It's a little much for me right now just because I don't want to sort through all those keywords and make, right now. Muscle building program, okay. Lean muscle, big. You can go back to the, oh, look at this. Meal plans for bulking. I like that one. Add to content planner. Are you sure? Yes. Calf workouts at home. Let's do that. Let's do that one too. Okay. Now let's scroll up to the top, go to the content planner. We just added 3 clusters. Remember, these aren't just one topic each. These are entire clusters of topics. So let's go look at the first one, building muscle. I'm going to click on this edit icon to go take a look at the primary keywords and its secondary keywords. Look at that. There's like 22 of them, I think. That's just really amazing. So I'm going to cross-reference that to the people also ask section when we Googled it in the first place. How to build muscle quickly. Okay. I'm going to include that. This might be a little overkill because it's already a really fantastic cluster, but I'm going to put it in just so I can show you like what we can actually do at scale here. What was it? How to build muscle quickly. And then probably 1 or 2 more. What is a good muscle building routine? Right. Another one. What makes muscles grow faster? Sure. Awesome. And I'm going to save this brief. And I could do the exact same thing to these other terms. I can saying that another way, I can go Google meal plans for bulking and check out the people also ask and put those in my cluster. You do not have to treat people also ask or clusters like this. It's just something that I'm doing because it's just amazing. Okay, I'm going to check all 3 of these and create 3 posts. Are you sure? Yep. Okay, so all 3 of my posts are in the queue. Remember, this is at scale. So pitfall number 5 was not scaling production. We just created 3 like in 10 minutes. So remember, this is called From Idea to Article, the complete guide to topic validation research and clustered writing. I tell you, from idea to article used to take weeks, and I still see people taking weeks to accomplish this. Okay, iterating back and forth, sending emails and whatever, collaborating on their progress boards, just trying to figure out what they should write about. We just did it in 10 minutes. Just crazy. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video, and I suspect these will take another 8 to 10 minutes total to create 3 pieces of content, and then we will go into 1 or 2 of them. Okay, awesome. So the first one's already done. It took a little less time than I thought. So it created a title for us, Building Muscle, a fat dad's guide to gaining strength. Because remember, if you paused the video when I was creating the project, the target audience was fat dads. All right, let's click into this. 83 score SEO score, which I really like. Okay, this is what you see when you first click into a newly written piece of content. I want to call attention to, well, a lot of things, but first, the status, ready for optimization. That's the status assigned when the AI has just freshly written your content. And I will get to the actual content. And I also want to call attention to these 4 tabs here. SEO, which gives you incredible insight into the stats like word count, media. That's the pictures that you put actually into the body of the article. Links, checklist items, which you can find the whole checklist right here. And keywords and entities. So if you click on Building Muscle, it'll reveal the instances of that keyword in the content. Same for all of these. Now, it didn't include gain weight because you may or may not want to talk about that, but it is an option, of course. So, I mean, there's so much more down here that I could go into, but point being, we just went from idea to article in 11 minutes and 54 seconds times 3 articles, right? All right, so we got an 83 straight out of AI. If you want to bring that up a little bit, you can turn these red X's into green check marks, and then the research tab here. Probably my favorite tab. Why? Because you can click on rewrite options and you can see actually what you did to create the post in the first place. Also, ranking content. So when I typed in that keyword, building muscle, and put in all the whole cluster thing, it went out and researched that keyword and put in the top ranking content here for me to review. When I do review that ranking content, I can click the little, what is that icon called? Like a caret or something. I can expand that downward and expand this H2 downward and actually see the content that's ranking that the AI went out and researched for me. So pretty rad. Also plagiarism scan, AI detector scan, all in the tool. Media. Right here, you can drag and drop from your desktop and Content Scale will compress it so that it does not hurt load time on your website. Or you can go to the image gallery here. It's royalty free. It is Unsplash right now. A lot of ways in the future that we're going to make this much easier and way cooler. But anyway, this is free, of course. Unsplash, that is. But we built it in the tool just to be much easier. History. There's no history found because I didn't do anything. You're seeing this right when I'm seeing it. All right. I'm going to unreveal my keyword there. And I'm going to actually read the intro here with you. Okay, ever looked in the mirror and thought, really, why does he so just talking to myself here. I really like this. Your body's own odyssey. That's clever. Not gonna lie. Okay, so the whole job of the intro, in my mind, as a creator, is to push the audience to the table of contents, which it gives a nice, huge table of contents because we have nice, huge content. It's over 3,000 words, just like I told it to do. All right, so of course we have H2s, of course we have H3s, and oops, I clicked on the floater ribbon there. And of course, normal text. A key takeaway, because we have those toggled on in our project settings. Another one, I'm going to go to the very bottom and check out the FAQs and the conclusion. So FAQs, how to build muscle quickly, how long it takes. I really like this. It's like super authoritative. Now, what I would do is put some images in here. Certainly, like edit it to my liking. If I really just wanted a quick edit, I would edit the intro. But again, I really like the intro, so I'm not sure I would do much at all to this. But I certainly would read it before I publish it just to make sure. But yeah, that is how to go from idea to article times 3 in 15 minutes and 22 seconds. So that's like 5 minutes per article. Crazy, you guys, crazy. And again, I want you to avoid those pitfalls. Thinking like an expert when you should think like your audience. Product centricity when you should be audience-centric. Pitfall number 3 is failing to validate the topic when you should very well be doing keyword research, which you can do right inside Content at Scale. Pitfall number 4, failing to run a search for your topic. You literally just Google your topic and get a sense of where you would be sitting in the search engine result page. And then number 5, failing to scale production. Again, Content at Scale. 3 articles, 15 minutes, like crazy. And then the cluster thing too, just crazy. During the keyword research, cluster your topics, get a more robust view of the topic. And so guys, back to the famous clamor guy, Edmund Hillary. So his guide did throw him a lifeline, right? Saved his life. I don't know how many lives we're saving at Content at Scale, but we're definitely saving websites. I guess that sounds cheesy, but it's true. And we will be your lifeline and your guide to give you the tools you need to traverse these crevasses, these gaps, these pitfalls in the industry. Seriously. So you can scale your content fast and outrank your competitors. I'm serious. I know the analogy here is a little cheesy, but I love it. And this is just one resource here in our resource library. Feel free to check out the others, and we'll see you on those other resources.